Good morning. I am Colonel V.N. Thapar, better known as the father of Captain Vijayan Thapar. I was commissioned in 1962 when the Chinese war had taken place, just after that. And in fact, Vijayan was the fourth generation of the officers in the Indian Army. So we are an out and out Fauji family, and I believe that the life in the armed forces is totally apart from anything what the civilians can offer, civilian life can offer. It's a very large family of the army people who are always there in their best to welcome you and to look after you whenever such a need arises. Now, in 1965, I was having a situation akin to what was happening in Doklam, except that at that time weapons were used and we lost a few boys, and the Chinese were all over in Nathula in a huge number, and we were just 23 people. That was in the month of September, and we held on, and finally the Chinese left us alone and went back because they saw that we were quite stubborn. Yes, I was from the 17 Marathas. I was commissioned into the Maratha battalion, and the fact, this is very peculiar to the infantry people, that they are wedded to the regiment in which they are commissioned. They live their entire life into that. Their wives join, are inducted into the same regiment, and then of course their children all grow up. But in my case, I was transferred to Jack Rifles, and I commanded 14 Jack Rifles, which was a great experience for me because the troops are the same, but their habits are different, and therefore I had little adjustment. I did extremely well with 14 Jack Rifles, and it was my command tenure, very brief command tenure. Now, the experiences in one regiment you are born, and in the other regiment you are a mature person, you join up and you start a new relationship. Now, as far as Vijayan is concerned, Vijayan was very dashing, and he disregarded any dangerous situation. He didn't bother much about his own safety, because from the very beginning he was groomed to be a part of the military. So he didn't look at army as a very special novel experience, because he's just grown into it. And therefore I was always worried about his safety, that he kind of disregards safety. So I always told him that, look here Robin, there is no point in taking unnecessary risks, or you should only take calculated risks and not unnecessary risks. Risk is a part of the army life, you have got to take it, but take only calculated risks. And he did that. He listened to me, and therefore in the last battle he conducted himself very well. To Vijayan, there was nothing to say very much. In fact, when he went to the valley, we didn't even know. When he was in the midst of the battle, we came to know from the newspaper reports. Otherwise, we were thinking that he is in Kupwara. His last letter is a testimony of the values and the ethos which he thought was very important to himself, and also he is passed it on to the other people. To me, his second sentence in that letter, in which he says that even if I become a human being again, I will join the Indian Army and fight for my nation. Those are very important words, and they motivate lots of our young people, and therefore to me they are very significant. Now, he was a very simple person, very, very simple, with very high human values. We have quoted examples of him when he was prepared to go without something, he was prepared to go without his food, but he could never see a person who's hungry or who hasn't got everything. And therefore, at times he gave everything that he had to some poor people. And that is how he was a very kind man. It happened in the case of that girl, Rukhsana, for him. Even in the dying moments, he had some feeling in his heart and in his mind. Now, you also want me to say something about the book that I have written. Yes, this is a very remarkable achievement for me because it is the first time that a father of a martyr has written a book about his son who was martyred. And it starts off from the beginning when he was born, and it goes throughout his life. It's a biography. It goes out not only to the end of his life, but after life, after that, what was the aftermath of his departure, how the nation was taken by a storm, and thereafter what the nation did to him, for him, in a special paper called Afterglow, which is attached to it. It's also very important because the then Army Chief General B.P. Malik has written the foreword for it, and General Mahendra Puri has written an overview of the book. So that makes it very pertinent and very important for every young person to do it, or the youth of the country. So the main aim of writing this book was to motivate the young people through the life of Vijayan, and also at the same time, I believe that book is the best monument that you can give to a martyr. And once this book has been written by a penguin, and it will be something which will be in every house, a book, a small monument for him, which the families will read out to their children, and so it will carry on. So that's in short what I have to say, and in the end I would say Jai Hind.
Dearest Papa, Mama, Buddy and Granny, by the time you get this letter, I'll be observing you all from the sky, enjoying the hospitalities of Apsaras. I have no regrets. In fact, even if I become a human again, I will join the Indian Army and fight for my nation. The most precious thing that a human being has is life. So when a person says, I have no regret, means he puts whatever action he is doing, his nation, his mission, above his life. So that is why he is saying that I have no regrets. Forget about the regret of losing this life. He is prepared to give his next life also. I think it's one of the most remarkable documents I have read in my own military life. There is this thing, he has written that if you can come, please come and see where the Indian Army fought for you tomorrow. Now, I decided that I will go. It was an unwritten promise from a father to a son, military father to a military son. And I have been going there every year since. As far as the unit is concerned, the new chaps should be told about this sacrifice. Whatever organ can be taken should be done. Contribute some money to orphanage and keep on giving ₹50 to Rukhsana per month. And Rukhsana was a small girl. 2 Rajputana Rifles, his battalion, they were put up in a school. Whenever he used to go with his patrol, he used to find that little girl standing. Looking at him, he would say, shake his hands, and he suddenly found that this girl is not responding the way she should respond. Fact is that her father was beheaded or killed mercilessly in front of her. She saw it and then she got into a withdrawal syndrome. She won't talk, she won't laugh. So every day in the evening, or whenever he was free in the evening, they'll go and they'll play with the girl. They'll take chocolates, they'll take something. So such was the effect of his affection for her that by the time he left for the war, she started talking. I go there every year and I meet her, and we give her whatever assistance we can and see to it that she is. And she has also been well looked after by the battalion over there. Best of luck to Birdie. Never forget the sacrifice of these men. Papa, you should feel proud. Mama, so should you. Meet Sheetal. I loved her. Mama ji, please forgive me for everything wrong I did. Okay, then it's time for me to join my clan of the Dirty Dozen. It is my assault party with 12 chaps. Best of luck to you all. Live life king size. Yours, Robin.